Assembling your X-Terra 705 gold detector. Connecting the coil. Press the two rubber washers into the holes on either side of the lower shaft. Slide the lower shaft into the bracket on top of the coil. Ensure that the longest part of the coil is towards the front and the spring-loaded pin at the top of the lower shaft is pointing towards the back. Insert the plastic bolt through the bracket with the plastic spacer and fasten with the plastic nut. Ensure the coil is tight enough so it cannot move by itself, but not too tight that it cannot easily be adjusted if the terrain changes. Be careful not to damage the thread of the bolt by over-tightening. Shaft assembly. Ensure that the twist locks on the shafts are loosened by rotating them counterclockwise. Compress the spring-loaded pin in the lower shaft and slide it into the middle shaft until the pin reaches the adjustment holes. The pin will spring out and click into place. Attach the middle shaft to the upper shaft in the same way. Armrest assembly. Place the armrest onto the top of the upper shaft, lining up the hole in the armrest with the hole in the upper shaft that best suits your arm length. Insert the screw up through the stand, upper shaft and armrest. Tighten the screw, being careful not to over-tighten or damage the thread. Thread the armrest strap through both slots in the armrest. Once the shafts are assembled, adjust them to suit your height and lock them into position by rotating the twist locks clockwise. Connect the control box. With the screen facing up, push the control box onto the end of the handle until it fits into place. You may insert the retaining screw if you wish. Coil cable assembly. Wind the coil cable around the lower and middle shaft. Align the coil plug and push it into the socket in the back of the control box, firmly tightening the retaining ring to hold it in place. Use the Velcro tabs to keep the coil cable in place against the shaft. Insert batteries. The X-Terra 705 uses 4 AA batteries. Access the battery compartment via the battery door on the side of the control box. Place the batteries into the compartment, ensuring the positive and negative contacts match the diagram on the control box. Your X-Terra 705 Gold Pack is now assembled. Quick start. Power on. Press and release the red power button to turn the gold detector on. A short tune will be heard as the metal detector turns on. Prospecting mode. At the top of the screen, there will be either a picture of a pick or a coin. Prospecting mode is indicated by the picture of the pick and is the best mode to use when prospecting for gold. Coin and treasure mode is indicated by the picture of the coin. If the pick is shown, you are already in the correct gold prospecting mode. If there is a picture of a coin, press the mode button once to put the metal detector into prospecting mode. All metal. Press the All Metal button indicated by the letters AM to put the metal detector into the All Metal pattern. The letters AM should now appear in the top left corner of the screen. Ground balance. Confirm that a picture of a wavy line is shown at the top of the screen. If there is no wavy line shown, press the tracking button. The tracking button has a picture of a wavy line. A picture of the wavy line will now appear at the top of the screen. Start to move the coil up and down over the ground until the audio becomes stable. Your detector is now ground balanced. Confirm your settings. The screen should now display AM in the top left corner, a picture of a pick at the top, and a wavy line at the top. Your X-Terra 705 is now ready to use. What to listen for? The X-Terra 705 has a constant threshold audio hum, like a mosquito, when in prospecting mode. Here is what it sounds like. When the coil is moved over a piece of gold, there is a change in the audio. A large piece of gold that is close to the surface will cause a very noticeable change. A small piece of gold or a large, deep piece of gold will cause a less noticeable change. When searching for gold, it is very important to listen very carefully to the audio sound to ensure that you don't miss any small or deeply buried gold. Coil options. The 10-inch by 5-inch elliptical coil that is supplied with the X-Terra Gold Pack is a great coil for general gold detecting use. It gets good depth and is able to find very small gold. Its shape also allows for good ground coverage. There are 2 additional accessory coils available that can offer extra performance in some conditions. The 6-inch 18.75 kHz coil is more sensitive to very small pieces of gold, is better at getting in between rocks and trees, and is waterproof. However, due to its small size, it takes longer to thoroughly search large areas. The 10.5-inch round 18.75 kHz coil is larger, so it has greater detection depth on large, deeper gold, but is less sensitive to very small gold. Being larger, it takes less time to search large areas, so is best used in open ground where there are not many large rocks or trees. Choosing the coil that best suits your detecting conditions can increase the amount of gold you find. Troubleshooting. Will not turn on. If the metal detector will not switch on, check that the batteries are inserted correctly. There are pictures on the back of the control box that show which way the batteries should be inserted. If the contacts inside the battery door are dirty, clean them with a clean, dry cloth. If the metal detector still does not turn on, try a new set of batteries. Poor detection depth. Ensure that the settings are correctly set as per the Quick Start Guide. Remove the coil skid plate and remove any loose dirt. Ensure that the nut and bolt that attach the coil are plastic and have not been replaced with a metal nut or bolt. Using metal nuts or bolts will significantly reduce performance. Loose coil. If it becomes difficult to tighten your coil and the coil falls forward, replace the rubber washers. Overload warning. If the screen displays the letters OL and an alert sounds, the coil is close to a very large metal object. Move the metal detector's coil away from the metal object. Coil connection. If the screen displays the letters CU when turned on and an alert sounds, check that the coil cable is securely attached. Factory preset. For any other problems, perform a factory preset. To perform a factory preset, turn the metal detector off by pressing the power button. Once the metal detector is turned off, press and hold down the menu button. The menu button has a picture of a book on it. While holding down the menu button, press and release the power button. The settings are now restored to how they were when the metal detector was new. Now refer to the Quick Start Guide to set up the detector for gold prospecting. For more information, refer to your instruction manual or go to www.minelab.com.